Hey guys, Mike here. So, oh boy, what a big day for tech, but it wasn't just tech, right? Have you been, and put in the comments if you have you been tracking that equal weight ETF, the RSP, like we've been talking about for, looks like 3 months now, I think. But man, that one, guess what? All-time new high, which we'll get into. We'll show you it is not just the tech sector that is driving it up. It looked like that today because obviously the Qs were, I think at one point in time, over 2%. And so they were just booming and everything. And when I show you some of these charts, I mean, it is hilarious. And I mean, you just step back and go, wow. I will say this, remember this time, because you always will. You'll be telling your kids about some of these charts and go, well, I remember the day when so-and-so was green for however many weeks it was. We didn't think they could push up a mega cap like that, but they have done it, right? And also, I'll give you another stock to watch out for, and it's not one you'll think of, but it got put on my radar today, and we'll see if the momentum continues in it. But if you look at the RSP, finally, actually a real all-time high, because the other time it broke up, it couldn't close above it, but now officially, yes, that is an all-time high for RSP. This is the equal weighted S&P. Okay, that means other stocks are getting bought up. What kind of other stocks? Other sectors. You see these right here? AXP, Cat, you know Caterpillar, right? Toll Brothers, Housing, Taiwan Semiconductors. We all know about semiconductors, right? But these are 4 different sectors. These are cyclical sectors, by the way, and they are all setting either new all-time highs or 52-week highs, one of the two, in a lot of these different sectors. Why is, of course, semiconductors going through the roof and continue to move up? And why are you seeing a stock like NVDA, which is not just a large cap, it's one of the mega caps, get pushed up like it's a penny stock or something? Because the freaking growth in call volume really is more than anything else, but the option volume is just continue to explode. I mean, it's getting dwarfed in 2024. And you look at it right now, I mean, where they're taking this thing, like I said, they want to push it to 1,000. Maybe it goes, by that or whatever, but for sure to 1,000 right here. But when you, and it makes me laugh, when you take this thing and put this on a weekly chart, again, the RSI doesn't matter on this thing. No indicators really matter at all when it comes to this one. But when you look at the weekly, I mean, just look at those green candles. Let's count together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And look at that 9th candle. Oh boy. The biggest of all. And so they just continue to push us up. And I gotta tell you, please hit that thumbs up because it helps people find this video. And if you like financial content where somebody does not try to make themselves seem smarter than they are and talk over your head, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. All right, moving on. You think that's a lot of green candles? Here's what's even crazier. Look at the S&P. Remember, the S&P isn't like the QQQ, right? It has a lot of different sectors, okay? Some have been weighed down. Some have not been weighed down. Look at the weekly chart on the S&P if you hadn't lately. Look at all this green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 out of 19 weeks have been green. I'll have to go back and do my research of figuring out how many times that's happened in the history of the stock market. But that is crazy. I mean, I could see it on, the QQQ, right? Because it's just loaded with tech. And that's what's really been going a lot, right? But man, on the S&P though, for that to be like that, I mean, let me know in the comments if you can remember a time like that. And again, that's what we talked about. If you're looking for a trend reversal, don't panic it. Just set your levels. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Okay, and we've seen this, right? This weakness on Monday, Tuesday, and just raging on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday has been some crazy days as well. So we'll see if we end up getting some more green tomorrow. Obviously, and of course, the S&P did what? Set another all-time high. You got the NASDAQ composite. It is sitting here really at equal highs, right? It came up, and then it was like, okay, we'll go ahead and stop right there and sell back down for the day. So we'll see if they want to take those equal highs out. Again, when you get these all-time highs, that's why you're seeing these liquidity grabs down in the middle of the day, because eventually they have to pull back to grab liquidity, to grab orders and stuff that's in the market, and then keep pushing up. If that's the way it's going to go. But that's why you're seeing that. So on this one, when you get those equal highs or equal lows, usually they get taken out. So we'll see if they're going to take that out before trying to move back down to take more liquidity, or move back down first and then take the equal highs out. So, it's fun times to say the least. That is for sure. And again, you go over to Apple. What do we talk about? I mean, look at this thing. Here's what's crazy about Apple. You see that right there? You got to scroll all the way back to 2018 to see a daily chart where Apple was this oversold, or even more oversold, right? 2019 equaled 2018 was the only time I could find going back 6 years. And that's crazy because think about this. We just came out of a crash in 2022. Look at the RSI. I ain't nowhere close to where it is right now. Isn't that kind of, I mean, I would not think that, but that is, and it ain't been that big a drawdown when you really look at Apple. And so, could you expect to bounce today? Yeah, really, it actually ended up like slightly red. But not surprisingly, people are trying to step in and buy this thing because it's in a good dollar cost average for them. Because any mega cap down double digits, they'll usually end up coming into. We'll see if it can continue to go down lower. It can, no doubt, right? Google was another one. Remember, this is one of the weaker names too. Got to bounce back today. Again, I'm going to draw this trend line right here. And so you can see us back above that trend line. Again, the channel may be resuming up. We'll have to see on that one. We got 4 touches on it. So we'll see if this is going to start resuming up. I know people are dollar cost averaging into this one as well. It could go down to 120s. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But, people are pulling up fibs on this stuff. People are seeing how much we're down, all that. And they just start dollar cost averaging in it because they know it is an AI play. It is one of the mega caps, right? One of the stalwarts out there. It doesn't move like NVDA or, maybe a Meta or something like that. But when you start drawing the fibs from the move up to this top to that bottom and all that good stuff, you're in a discount range. And so people like to buy at a discount instead of one the dollar cost average in. If it goes into the 120s, they'll keep buying in, right? Try to ride that back up to the top. And so, look at Microsoft. We said it was down this channel. There it is. Got its bounce. Shocker there. And when you look at it, it's been this channel, since September of last year. So that channel is still holding. If you pull up the moving average, don't forget you got the 50 right below that, which is bounced off of multiple times on this move up. So the trend is your friend. It's staying the trend right now. Again, could this roll over? Absolutely. But right now, that is just not the case at this point in time. When you move over here, you can look at Palantir, right? Palantir had a good day yesterday. What happened today? This usually happens when you get momentum starting to go in the market. All of a sudden, you'll do what? You get a price upgrade. So this one got a price upgrade. What's funny about it is already well above this. They went from 18 to 21. Most people are starting to target like 32. You're starting to hear those numbers thrown around. Could be the case. We blew right through that level I talked about yesterday, I believe it was. So now you have this level right here around 29, 25, somewhere in there probably. And so just actually 29.13, excuse me, would be your next level up if this thing is going to continue. Again, this is all news pushing this up. But usually what's going to happen is you get momentum. This is a momentum type of stock, right? This is how it moves. It gets momentum, then it trades down, bounces off the support level, moves back up. So we'll see if that one's going to continue this. Now the stock to watch, and believe it or not, I couldn't believe it when I saw this today. Rivian, watch this right here because all the other EVs are red. Tesla got a little bounce back today. Again, this one got crushed on earnings because it has horrible earnings. But you can see what's happening here. You got a bullish MACD cross, bouncing off being oversold. All of a sudden, here it comes breaking through this level right here, which had dropped on earnings, right? So it's coming into this RTH gap. What's really pushing up, though, and what got my attention is all the call volume. Millions worth of call sweeps coming through anywhere from the $12.50, $15 type strikes. And we scroll over, you'll see what I'm talking about with the call sweeps. And so that's just millions of dollars worth coming through. And so when you look at that, you got 517, 621, 328, this kind of stuff. And that's usually that range you look at where they're looking for a short-term move. And of course, I had this news come out, which shouldn't even matter, but it's news related, right? And so of course they unveiled their R2, R3, and R3X vehicles. Pretty good price, $45,000. I see a lot of these in Florida. Let me know in the comments if you see a lot of Rivians where you're at. They're kind of like people who like camping and outdoorsy type stuff, really is what they're about. But you can see with this one, obviously, it came up past that resistance line I was telling you about, fell back through, came back up, retested, and then bounced. So again, we'll have to see if this is going to continue up. We'll have to break this level right here for this continuation to happen, but it is in an RTH gap. That's around 1270, I believe. And so pay attention to that level right there for tomorrow to see if you see more call sweeps coming in. Now, what do we have for economic data? You're going to have average hourly earnings coming out. You're going to end up having payrolls coming out, non-farm payrolls, participation rate, the unemployment rate, which they expect no change in. And with all the open jobs and the jobs data that came out this week and all the retirees, the extra retirees, it wouldn't surprise me a bit. But, keep an eye on it. And I will say this, Fed Powell did speak today, for those who are still with me here. And he did say, yeah, the housing market's in a very precarious situation. He does see more bank failures on the horizon. They definitely do see rate cuts starting this year. They just got to figure out when, even though he keeps emphasizing really Could be soon. I think most people are going to say, towards summer, and if they're wrong, just keep pushing it back. The market at this point in time doesn't even seem to care about that, and so it just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. But that's what you go into. So I mean, remember, when you're in a presidential year and all this good stuff, usually the bigger gains come after summer into the end. But right now, with them wanting to get NVIDIA to 1,000 and all these other semiconductors, I mean, MU's pushing. Look at Taiwan Semiconductors going through the roof, and so all-time highs, if I'm not mistaken, are either new 52-week highs. There's so many new 52-week highs and all-time highs, I get them mixed up now. There's a lot, right? And so that's what I was saying. You got to track the RSP to understand the breadth in the market of what's happening and stuff. So I think if I did a quiz and I said, does anybody see Dell or General Electric going to the moon in the last 12 months? That's not two names people would think of, but they're going too. Okay, a lot of small caps are going, mid caps, large caps, you name it. Okay, and so I think a lot of people, if I had to guess, a lot of people are sitting on. Let me know in the comments if you're one of them, are invested, but then they're also sitting there just waiting because as you start to accumulate cash every month, you're like, man, we're gonna get a pullback here, so I can like maybe DCA in, because most people, you hate to sit there and take your average price on a lot of stocks you own and keep having to raise them, right? And so you kind of want that pullback, but right now this market doesn't want to give it too much. And again, we just went through a 10% pullback going from, what was it, July to October. Okay, and so that's what I'm saying. If you're going to expect a pullback, you would think 3 to 5% at the most at this point in time. But again, you get usually 110% a year, a couple 3 to 5s here and there, maybe if you're lucky. So, but we'll see. Anyway, let me know what you guys are doing. Again, if you want to hear questions answered, put them in the bottom. I'll be putting that video together for Saturday, but I'll start putting it together tomorrow, and then the Sunday video for next week and stuff. So anyway, hope you guys got something out of it. Hit that like and subscribe button if you did. Appreciate every one of you. All you guys who signed up for the membership and stuff. Let me know if I can do anything for you. And I hope you have a great day. And I will see you Saturday.